Hello everyone. Alright, so I think I have you in there. Looks like I have you in there the right way. I started putting my crimp bead on, realized you were crooked again. So I'm just using wire that I have. I would use a heavier gauge than this. This is just stuff I have hanging around. So I'm going to put my crimpers this way, with the two half circles on the bottom and the one with the teeth on top. And I'm going to put it on my crimp bead, make sure that my wires aren't crossed, and squeeze. And what that does is it separates the wires, puts a little dent in there. So then you take the front part, that's both half circles, and you put those together, or attempt to. Like so. And then, with a crimp cover, if I could grab it the right way, that's probably not the right way. You're going to put your crimp bead in there. This is the right way. Whoops. Sorry, I have butterfingers today. There we go, that's better. So if you hold it that way, it's easier to get this on. So then you put your crimp bead in there, into your crimp cover. Oy. And you squeeze it closed. And I always seem to get mine a little bit on the lopsided side. But it could be because I have not brand name ones, I have cheapo ones. These aren't even like Bargain Bead Box ones, you know, or Bead Box Bargains ones. They're from I don't know where. Okay. See, I could sit here and play with this for an hour because I don't like the way it looks. But I'll leave it. So I'm going to put some 8/0 seed beads on the ends because I just want to extend my necklace out a little bit. So I'm using the 4mm garnet. I have to backtrack here. A few of the carnelian, number 16. I'm using the owl pendant. I'm using some of these garnet, they're number 1. And I have to figure out which ones are which here. There, that's the owl pendant. I'm using the crystal faceted half matte, number 18. The rest of the tiger eye, number 5. And what else? These guys, what number are you? $16. This is in the wrong bag. Sorry about that. This is number 15. These are the carnelian. That's in the wrong bag. I'm using number 16. These are the English cut carnelian round beads, and that will finish off these beads as well. So, I don't know where the bag is for for the carnelian. Oh, here it is. So, number 1, number 6, number 1, number 5, number 6, 15, 16, and 18. I'm adding to the box a toggle clasp, beading wire, 8/0 seed beads, and a jump ring. So I'm just going to start by adding 5, and these are bronze 8/0 seed beads. I'm going to tuck my wire in there. I'm going to cut it off. Where did I put my scissors? Yeah, they are. Cut some of it off here. And we'll go into just my seed beads. Like that. Okay, then I am putting on a number 6, which is the 4mm garnet, a number 1, which is the Hessonite garnet, if I can get it to cooperate. There we go. A number 16, the English cut carnelian, another number 1, another garnet, the 4mm round garnet. Is that number 6? Yeah. Another number 1. Boy. Okay. Another English cut garnet. Another number 1 and another 4mm garnet. I'm sorry, English cut carnelian, which is 16. And then another number 1 and another 4mm garnet. So that's going to be one part of my one section. We're going to repeat that here and here. Okay, so the second part will be the faceted carnelian, which is number 15. Yes, the 8mm. One of the half matte crystal beads. A tiger eye. Oops. And a crystal matte. And another 8mm carnelian. Then we're back to this pattern, so we're picking up a number 6, which is the garnet, 4mm garnet. I can't see. Here we go. There's one. Sorry. I don't know why I whisper, because you could hear me anyway. So I might as well just talk out loud. And then we have a number 1. These things are a little bit of a pain to find the hole. As you can see. You know what it is, the hole is so tiny, it kind of looks like a facet. Ugh. Let's not get stuck on tools, please. Alright, then an English cut carnelian. Another number 1. Got it on there and it fell off. Okay. Another 6mm garnet, which is number 6. 4mm, I'm sorry. Another number 1. Sorry, I have to get it on here because the hole shows up a little better on my beading mat. There we go. Another English cut carnelian. Another number 1. And another 4mm garnet. So see, it's just the same pattern repeated. This right here is the same as that. Then we're picking up an 8mm carnelian, one of the matte crystal, a tiger eye, matte crystal, oh, half matte, you know what I'm looking, you know what they look like, right? And another 8mm. I really like that one. Carnelian. Faceted. Then we're back to the first pattern, which is the number 6, number 1, almost at it. There we go. The English cut, another number 1, another 4mm garnet, another number 1, an English cut. Another number 1 and a garnet, a 4mm garnet. And that's half of our necklace. Now I need a jump ring for my pendant. Have to take them all out to get one. These are probably 8mm jump rings. They're rather large, but the pendant itself is large. Should be using different pliers, but those are the ones I grabbed, so. Okay, then I'm going to put this on my wire. And really it doesn't matter which way you go, which direction, because this is going to be mirrored anyway. I want to see if that's going to make it over that bead or if it's going to stop it. Good, it'll just stop it. So now I'm just mirroring this side of the necklace on this side. So I'm going to pause you and I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up my crimp bead. I laid out my bracelet while I was offline because I kept knocking the beads all over the place. So I'm going to make sure your toggle bar stays on top of your crimp bead. Just push it. I'm going to put my end here into the crimp bead plus a couple seed beads. I'm going to pick up my necklace and make sure all my beads are slid down. So I want to make sure that's tight on there. My beads are tight on there, I should say. And I'm just going to crimp my wires on. It's a little loose over there, but I still have to add the crimp bead anyway. Cover, the crimp cover. Which, I don't know where it went. Here it is. So, these are the only beads that I have left. I used, well, this right here is the larger beads. That's all I have left of those. So, I'm making that the focal on my bracelet. And so that's that. This should be enough for my bracelet. I cut off way too much wire before. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. Okay, that'll work. Where do I put my crimp beads now? There. So, did I tell you I got the crimp beads from Bead Box Bargains? I'm not even sure. When they have them, I try to get a couple packages because they're like $1. And I'd rather have them than not have them, you know, than have to go out and buy them. So, then for earrings, I think I'm going to use those other little owls, the ones that have the backs on them, not the ones I used for the other bracelet. Don't. These guys, because these look better. I think they look like they would go with that. So I want to make sure you have wiggle room for your toggle. All right, so let me make sure this is going to fit me. Yeah. So what I just bent my wire. So what I did was I took this section here, and I switched it up just a little bit. I put the, I don't have to read them off to you. The number, this is going to be a number 1, the Hessonite garnet, and then will be the 4mm garnet. Then another number 1. The 4mm garnet is number 6. Then a number 1. Then an English cut. Chasing beads around. I just sewed all. Then another, after the English cut is another number 1 and another garnet, 4mm. So because I didn't have enough of these English cut beads, I decided to put an 8mm garnet in there. So that's this. Oops. And then I'm going to repeat this part. That number 1 on the end is just for extra space. So I'm going to use the garnet. I'm sorry, the 4mm garnet, which is number 6. Just the cat's meowing to come in. Come on now. You know what? I think 15-0 seed beads are even easier than this. Just saying. But that's because I'm used to them. And a carnelian, the English cut carnelian. Another number 1. because apparently I like to torture myself. Number 6. And then we're going to add an 8mm garnet, carnelian rather, one of the half matte crystals, our last tiger eye, because I used it in the other set, used them all in the other set, another half matte crystal, or whatever they're called, you know what I'm talking about, another 8mm carnelian, then another 4mm garnet, and we're back to, and then I'm just mirroring this side. And that's all there is to the bracelet. I haven't thought about earrings yet, really. Did I tell you I went and I added another jump ring to the owl? I don't think I told you that. But I added another jump ring to the owl because I figured just in case one fell off, you know, the other one fell off. They're pretty strong jump rings, but here's the bird. They miss me. I had to go to physical therapy today, so the bird's used to me being in there like around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, sitting there with it, but so I'm just going to mirror, like I said. So it's a garnet, a number 1, English cut, a number 1, a number 6, the 8mm carnelian, which I believe we are out of now as well. If you made the other ones. I'm not sure, but I think so. Another number 1. If not, there's only like a few left. Come on. Last couple beads. They always have to give you a hard time. Oh, I hate that. Alright. An English cut. Another torturer. Ooh. I actually got it that easily. Wow. Another 4mm garnet. And then 3 of the number 1s, because you want your toggle to be able to bend. You want your toggle bar to be able to bend to get into the loop part. There we go. Figured I better do that because I didn't want to lose it after I got it on. Come on. Last one, yippee. Now before I put my toggle on, when I make a bracelet, I like to measure it around my wrist to make sure it's going to fit. Because the other bracelet that I made, I had to actually take apart and add more beads to it because it was just too tight. So, it looks like I might need just a couple more beads, a couple more of these. Yeah, because see how tight that is? I definitely need a couple more. So, put a couple more of these guys on because I like to torture myself. I'll put like 3 on. So what I noticed with these little tiny gemstones is that you really need, if you want to use them on a head pin, the head pin has to be really, really thin. And a lot of times that's not really good for what you're going to use it for. But earrings, you can get away with them. Seriously now, folks. Alright, and I don't think this goes through them twice. Oh, it might. Put it down a couple beads. I'm just pulling out pretty much. I'm just feeding it through basically. So when I get to this point, it's kind of like a little game. I want to pull that. I don't want it too tight. I want my toggle to be able to move. So that scared me. I thought I broke that bead. Because I shattered a seed bead the other day doing this. Alright. So that's the bracelet. And now for earrings. See, your toggle has to be able to bend to get in there. So if that's too tight, like here, if you don't have the ability to bend it, or if your bracelet is too tight, you won't be able to get the bracelet on. All right. So, that's the necklace and the bracelet. These were number 1s, right? Now, for earrings. So, the reason I was talking about those on head pins is because if you wanted to, like, put these on like a little eye pin just to dangle it, a lot of times these don't fit. So what I'll probably do if they don't is use the garnet. That's what's left of the 4mm garnet. That's what's left of the number 1s there. Oh, wrong side. I always do that. Open up the wrong side of this thing. Yes, Petey. Couple more minutes. So like I said the other day, if you don't have eye pins, you can make your own. By using head pins, cutting them down. I wonder if these will work. These are tiny, but let's find out. Sorry about the bird. These actually might hold the garnet better. These guys. And these, because these are pretty heavy duty. Let's find out. So I think I'll just throw like 3 on, maybe. Nothing fancy. Nothing long and like the other ones were long and dramatic. These I just want a little short little hanging earrings. Just enough to catch the eye. Come on. Just gotta get that last one on. There. That'll work. So now I'm just going to bend this back. I should use my flat nose pliers. Or for that matter, another set of pliers. I'll use these. You don't want to bend it too close to your bead because you don't want to break your bead. So, got that. And this should be just enough, I would think. Yeah, we're talking close, boy. So 3 fits on these little 1-inch, are these 1-inch? 3/4 inch. Eye pins. So if you didn't have eye pins, you can just cut the head off of a head pin and make your own. If you had to buy one thing besides the bead box, I would say buy head pins, long head pins, because then you can make eye pins if you need them. You can make jump rings if you need them. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, see that? Bend it backwards. Mess that one up. Take my round nose pliers, looper tooly thingy. Just wrap it around it. There you go. It's a little crooked, so I want to fix it. So, I did that backwards, but that's okay. Somebody would have to be up close and personal to notice that. You could either use jump rings, or you can just put your little owl right on there. Sorry. Now, take an ear wire. Open it up. And let's see. I think I have to turn that. Yes, I do. Because the owl will be going this way. So we want that to be going this way. I'll show you in a second. To go on to our, our ear wire. We want them perpendicular to each other, like that. So one is going this way, one is going this way. Then we're gonna put that on, make sure he's facing the front. Close our ear wire. Just like that. What do I do with the other one that I made? Oh, here it is. So when you put it on, because it's going this way, you put the opening to the back of the owl. That way you don't see it. And we want to make sure he's facing the front. And close our ear wire back up. And there you have set number 2. Oh, the bracelet is on me. I'm like, what did I do with the bracelet? Duh. There's the bracelet. Here's the earrings. And there's the necklace. So thank you all for watching, for sticking through the video with me. I'm sorry I take forever sometimes, but I want to make sure that, you know, people who don't know how to do anything, I try to, you know, any kind of jewelry making, I try to show the steps so that way they know how to do it rather than say, well, go watch this video or whatever. So that's set number 2. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now.